Hello, guys. Hi. Good evening. This side Sayam, and welcome to this session. And we are going to Vulture because Vulture is a cloud service provider, and we will see all the functions which are required for you all to deploy your application. Okay, over Vulture. So before we move ahead, let me share my screen, and then we can see why we are learning this Vulture. So this is your hackathon page. Okay, as you can see here. Basically, I am talking about this round second, basically the project building session. Okay, so you can see for deployment part, you have to use this Vulture. Okay, so it is mandatory, and you can see the evaluation point it has is 40. Okay, so let us start with the introduction part. Okay, so before we move ahead, we need to understand what is cloud computing. Okay, basically if I talk about this term cloud computing, okay, so when all your services, basically computing services consist of your server, storage devices, databases, and networking devices, as well as softwares. So when these services are available on internet and you can access them from anywhere. Okay, so these services you can access it from anywhere. So this kind of thing or technology is known as cloud computing. Okay, so let me show you one more thing. What is basically server, what is a storage device, and what is networking devices. So let me open this thing. Yeah, we will complete the thing a bit fast. Basically, if I talk about the server, so you can see server is a powerful computer systems. Okay, so basically they are powerful computers. So if I talk about the storages part, so storage basically refers to any technology or devices that holds, manage, and preserves digital data. Okay, they are used to store your digital data. Now the next thing is, which is your database. So database, I hope you all are aware about this. So a database is an organized collection of data that is stored and managed electronically. Okay, so the third one, which you will be able to access with the help of these cloud services, is networking devices. So these are the hardware things, basically switches and all those things. So they comes under this networking devices. Okay, routers, switches, firewalls. The last one, which is software. Okay, so let us suppose if you have some application, then you can directly put it there on your cloud, and other users can access it from anywhere. Okay, so these all are the things which comes under your cloud basic I mean cloud computing. So when you will be able to access these things from internet and by sitting anywhere on the globe. Okay, so what are the benefit of using cloud computing? So the first benefit is scalability part. Let us suppose if you are having a server which is going to handle 1 billion of requests per day, but let us suppose if the request goes up by 3 trillion or 4 billion. So in that case you will be able to access your server. Okay, you have to pay some money to the cloud service provider and they will give you more servers. Okay, so by doing this you can scale up your servers and maybe storage devices. What is required, you can scale it up. Cost efficient, because if I talk about the on premises thing, so on premises things takes a lot of upfront cost. Okay, but here you have to pay for the services which you are using. Okay, so this makes it cost efficient. Flexibility means you will be able to access it from anywhere. Okay, by sitting in Florida, by sitting in Australia, anywhere you can access it from anywhere. Disaster recovery, most of the cloud service providers give you a facility to deploy your applications or your things over multiple data centers. Okay, by doing this, you can save your software or anything from disaster. Okay, let us suppose in some region there is some flood or something, natural disaster occur. So your system or your software will be available to your end users because they are deployed in other regions as well. So by doing this, you can achieve this disaster recovery thing. Let us move ahead and see what is Vulture. So similar to other service cloud provider like AWS or Google Cloud, IBM. Okay, your Vulture is also a service cloud service provider. Okay, basically they provides infrastructure as a service, IaaS. Okay, what is infrastructure as a service if I talk? So in this case, they are going to give you the servers, okay, the networking devices, the basically all the storages part and database. So they will provide you everything related to infrastructure. Okay, so that's why you can call it like they have provided this infrastructure as a service model. So when it was founded in year 2014. Okay, and the main, if I talk about the headquarter of Vulture is in Florida. Okay, so they offer, you can say, you can build your instances. Okay, you can build your databases over this DBs. You can use them for storage as well. Okay, they provide two kind of storages: block storage as well as object storage. Okay, so any question? Because I am looking into the chat box. Any question on this, like what is Vulture and what is cloud services and which kind of service your Vulture provides? Okay, fine. So you guys just need to remember that Vulture is also a cloud service provider, and they provide you a platform to deploy your applications. Okay, that's why we have introduced this one, so that you guys can deploy your application on Vulture. Okay, because this hackathon is in collaboration with Vulture. So they want their students to deploy their application on this platform. Okay. So let us move ahead and see what is infrastructure as service. I have already discussed. Basically, it consists of your servers, storage devices, networking devices. Okay. So the hardware part, if I talk like CPUs and all those, so these are the things which they provide on their platform. I will show you how this dashboard of Vulture look like. And what you have to do, you have to basically they follow the pay as you go model. Okay, pay as you go means the services which you are going to use, you have to pay for that one only. Okay, so you can rent their resources on demand. Okay, so let us see global infrastructure of Vulture. Basically, if I talk about this global infrastructure, means in how many countries they have their data centers. So let us see basically 32 cities. In 32 cities all over the globe, they have their data centers. So let me show it on the website of Vulture. Okay. So let us explore with North America. So you can see in Toronto, in Mexico City, and in several cities of USA, they have data centers. Okay. Let us see in the South America, they have two data centers basically in Brazil and in Chile. Okay, in Europe they have several. Okay, in London, Paris, everywhere they have data centers. Let us see in Asia. Basically, this is our continent. So here in Asia, you can see their data centers are in Japan and in Korea as well, and then in Singapore. In our country, basically they have three data centers in Mumbai as well as in Delhi, and the last one is in Bangalore. Okay, so they have three data centers in our country. So It is good thing by because these data centers, by using these data centers we can reduce our latency as well. So let us see, in Australia they have two, and in Africa they have only one in South Africa. Okay, so let us see which kind of I mean how much speed they can give you. See, basically in Mumbai they offer speed up to from 100 MB to 1 GB of speed they offer. Basically, if I talk about Delhi, so the same, and similar kind of speed is there all over the globe. Okay, between I mean 100 MB to 1 GB of speed. Okay, so let us come back to our slide. Okay, so now we are going to see how we can deploy our instance. Basically, instance means virtual machines, or you can say servers. Okay, on Vulture. So let me open the website of Vulture. See, this is a simple dashboard, and on dashboard you can see there is one service, the compute service. Click on this one, and you just need to go to uh, deploy, or click on deploy server option. Click on this one. Now, first of all, you have to choose which kind of CPU you want, and the first one you can see dedicated CPU for your server. The first option is where they are going to offer you a dedicated CPU for your server. But you can see the cost is $36 per month. But let us use the shared CPU option. Can you see the price get reduced from 36 to 14? Okay. Let us see. Let us suppose if we want to have a GPU. Okay. We are working on machine learning kind of application, so we can go with the GPU part. See, $108 per month. And bare metals, let us click on this one. So these bare metal, which is here, this is for performance. Let us suppose if you want secure and performance based system or CPU, then you can go with this bare metal. But in our case, we are moving ahead with shared CPU model. Okay, click on this one. Now, choose the location. As I have shown the global infrastructure of this company, Vulture. So there are several data centers, and in our country we have three. In first one is in Bengaluru, the second one is in Delhi, and the third one is in Mumbai. So let us move ahead with this Bengaluru, or let me go with Mumbai because I am in Noida. So it is better to go with Delhi because of latency issues. You can go with this one. You will get good performance here. Now, choose image. Basically, image means the kind of operating system which you want to be there in your server or in your virtual machine. So there are several, you can see servers on this platform on Vulture. Linux are of three types, okay, and you can see there are Ubuntu. Ubuntu is also here. You can see Windows. There are two support of Windows, okay. So from here you can select your operating system. Let us select this Linux. Now, marketplace. Go to marketplace. Let us suppose if you want to use any kind of framework or any kind of library, so you can go with this one. Let us suppose if you need a Node.js thing, okay, so you can go with Node.js. But see one thing, guys, it is going to be supported in your Ubuntu 22.04 version, okay. So you are selecting these libraries and frameworks, so be careful while selecting these one, because in that case it will not support. Let us suppose I have chosen operating system as Linux. So from the marketplace, if I selected this one, so it may give you some issue and it will not work properly. So for that we need to search for uh, libraries and framework, okay, which are supported, which have support of your operating system which you are choosing. So I am selecting this Alpine, or let me select this. Arc Linux and let me go to this marketplace and let me search for some software or library which has support of this. So Ubuntu and Arc Linux, there is one, and you can explore more of them. Basically, if you see now, they have more support on Ubuntu. Okay, 22.04 version. They have good support on this. WordPress is also available here. You can see the first option here. So let me go to the next one and let us explore. Let me see MongoDB. Can you see the MongoDB Arc Linux support? Okay, so let us click this one. Now let us move ahead to the next one. Here they are offering you how much CPU, how much the quantity you want, and the memory part. Okay, these are the instance memory and storage which is required, and the price is also mentioned here. So let us suppose I am moving ahead with this 25 GB. Okay, so click on this one, and there are several more options like Intel high performance, AMD high performance. So according to your requirement, you can move ahead, and you just need to monitor the cost as well here. Okay. So basically, if you create account on Vulture, they will give you some credit, free credit, so you can utilize it. Okay. Now, after selecting this CPU options, let us move ahead, and I don't need auto backup because they are also going to cost 1.2 dollar per month. So click on this one, unselect, disable auto backup. Someone asked like, do we have to pay Vulture to deploy on their server? Basically, no. I have shown you like there are free services as well, and when you register on Vulture, they will give you sufficient credit, okay, sufficient dollars, so that you can utilize their services. Okay. So I will show you how you can monitor how, I mean, your credits which are there in your account. So according to that, you have to use the services. Okay. Select this IPv4 6 and then come here. Basically, SSH keys. If I talk, so SSH keys are you can say they are used just to connect with. Let us suppose if you want to connect with your server from a remote software, okay, from a remote CLI or somewhere. So there for authorization they provide this SSH keys. Okay. So let us see how we can create this SSH keys because this plays an important role, and there must be one slide regarding that. So you can see SSH key is a cryptographic key. Basically, we use this to securely access remote systems. Okay, so if you want to access your server or virtual machine remotely, so this SSH key will work as a uh, will help you in authorization part. Okay, so let us see how we can create this SSH key. I have put it one article, but you can also explore it on website of Vulture. So they must have given this thing how you can utilize this thing. So if you see from here, let us suppose I am clicking on this button because let us suppose I don't have SSH key and I want to create it create a new one. So they have given the documentation. Click on this button below, generating SSH key, and they will give you how you can create your SSH key. Now they have given this thing. Copy this one. Come back to your CLI. Open command line interface, CMD. Now paste this thing as it is. The only requirement is you have to give a email ID. So let us suppose I am going to give my email ID. Sam at the rate geeks for geeks .org. Okay. So click on this one, generating your system is generating the key. So I am going to give it a name for this folder. Vulture SSH key. Okay, click on this. Click on this. Click on this. Now the keys get generated. So let us check where it is. So from your CMD, you can also see the path where it get generated. So it is there in your C drive users, and what is the username? You can check it from there. Let us see in the C drive where it is. Here. Now go to your user and get inside this GFG, and now at the bottom, can you see Vulture SSH key? Open it. Copy this key. Now let us come back to our dashboard here. Here. Now I am going to give it a name like key value here SSH. Now paste your key which you have copied from there. Click on add SSH key. So wait for it. It will get. Can you see your SSH key is added? Now scroll down here. Now you will get an option to choose your key. Now what was my key? Vulture key pair or this one key pair SSH. Click and select this one. Now they are asking for choose firewall groups. Basically firewall groups. If I talk, so let us suppose it is for security purpose as well. So we are going to build a simple firewall for three kind of services or three kind of traffics. Okay, basically the first one which we are going to build is click on this button first. Sorry, add firewall group. Now here you can describe the name of your firewall. So geeks firewall. So here in this firewall, we are going to control three kind of traffics basically. The first one, which is SSH kind of things, and the second one, which will be of HTTP, and the third one, which will be HTTPS. Okay, so click on this button, it will get added. Now SSH is added. The traffic which is coming from port 22 will have the access to your server. Okay, click on sorry select HTTP kind of protocol and then click on add rule to firewall. Now the third rule which we are going to add here is HTTPS. Now click on add firewall rules. Yeah, can you see these three rules are added? The first one is 22 port number 22, 80 and 443. Okay, any request which are coming from rather than these ports will be dropped. Okay, can you see drop from any port? Okay, let us see these are basically inbound rules which we have set for our server. Now let us link our server. From here you can link. There is one option to link instance, otherwise you can go to your compute. Okay, it is all again going to ask. So let us repeat the process once again. We will do it a bit fast. Shared and sorry, Delhi we are selecting, and we have gone with Arc Linux. You can go to marketplace, and here you can select 5 not 6. MongoDB, where it is MongoDB. Fine. Now scroll down, select the first one. Now price get reduced, you can see, and we need not to have any kind of backup, so this can you can disable it. Select this IPv6. Now choose your SSH key value. Now from here you can select your firewall group. So we have created the firewall group named Geeks Firewall. So click and select this one. Give the name of your server. So let us suppose Geeks Vulture server. Click on this deploy button. Okay, wait for it. Now It will take some time because you can see it is getting installed. So wait for it, and within 1 minute or 2 minutes, it will get installed. And in the meantime, you guys have any query in this process which I have done here on the dashboard of Vulture? I'm looking into the chat box. You can ask. It is getting installed here. So yeah, you can ask it, and I will guide you if you have any kind of query. Now our server is running. So let us open this one. See, the first dashboard which you are going to see is about your overview part. Okay, so here you will find the public IP here, and you can see the location of your server where it is deployed. So Delhi NCR, it is deployed. CPU capacity is 1. RAM, you can see this much. Storage, it has 25 GB. Okay. Operating system which we are using is Arc Linux. Okay. The name of your server is Geeks Vulture server. Application which is there in is MongoDB. Can you see this one? Now, this is username and this is password. So they have provided this username and password just to, let us suppose I want to connect my uh, server with a console. So they have given you console, and we will use this password and username over there to connect with our server. So this one, let it now. Wait for it. The things are still in process. So okay, so they are asking for, because in the previous things you can see the installation is going on, but you can ignore that one because it's their responsibility to do this installation and all. So we can move ahead with the login. So we are going to give the username as a root and the password which we have. Okay, wait for it. It is still getting installed. Hmm. Because things are happening on cloud, so it takes time. Guys, wait. We have to wait for it. Basically, Vishal has asked, should we have to pay for it? No, because Vulture is going to give you a few free credits, and you can utilize that one. After that, they will charge money. Okay. Since the OS is not pre-installed, we cannot SSH while connecting to server for the first time. Basically, SSH is just for connecting with remote software or something. Okay. So Now I think the installation part is done. So I am entering the username root, which is there. I have shown you in the overview section. So I have copied the password from there. I'm pasting it. Now it is pasted, but it is not visible because of privacy issues. Now you are inside your you are connected with your server. Okay. So by doing this, you can connect with your server and do other processes. If you want to install any kind of software, so you can go with the commands and install all those things on your server and use it. Okay. So the console is there just to connect with your server. Okay. So let us explore other options as well after overview. In overview, anyone has any problem or any query? Okay. So the you can see one more fascinating thing, which is your username of your MongoDB is here, and the password is also visible in the overview section of your server. Okay. So you can use this one. Now let us explore uses graphics. You can see like what are the uses which are done. You can monitor it from this section. Uses graphs, and the charge which they are reducing. You can monitor it in this section. Current charges. Okay. So let us see the setting part. Basically, in setting, they have provided the public IP of your server and the domain name of your server. You can copy it and you can use it whenever you want. Okay. So in the settings, these are the things, and let us explore the snapshots. And in the backup, we have nothing in backup because while creating our instance, we have unselected that option of backup. So in user data, so let us suppose if you want a simple HTML kind of page or you want to install Apache here, so you can pass all those command in your user data and click on update button and it will get added in your server. So for static kind of websites or HTML pages, so you can put it here. Okay. Or if you want to install some software, so you can directly install it from here as well. You just have to click on update. Tags. Okay. And then DDoS, distributed denial of service attacks. So these kind of protection they also offer, and you can see the charge for this one, $10 per month. So if you enable this from here, so they will start charging this much money from your account or the credit which they have given for now. Now let us explore a few more but things here. So the first one I have shown you the console part. So if you want to connect with your server, so you can connect it from here. Okay. Now the second one, if you want to stop your server, so you just need to click on stop server. I will show you at the end. And if you want to restart your server now, click on this button. Click on restart server. So it will get restarted. Okay, it will take some time. Now, okay, the next option which is server reinstall. Okay, after restart, there is one more option which is server reinstall. So we can use this reinstall thing just to remove the previous installation. Okay, the last one which is server destroy option. So if you want to delete your server, you can directly click on this server destroy option. Okay. So let us see how we can stop our server. There is one button in the dashboard itself inside. So you can stop it from here, but let me show you other options as well so that you can be aware about this. So the three dots at the end, you can see, click on this button. You will get all the options which you were getting there, like server detail, view console, server stop, server is restart, server reinstall, and destroy. So let us stop our server first. Click on this and stop the server. Now you can check this status of your server from here. Can you see your server is stopped? In the status part, you can see the status. In the charges, you can monitor the charges, like how much charge it has cost. So the better part, if you do not require this server, so it is better to destroy it or delete it, because they are still going to charge some money if you are not going to destroy it. So the better option is to click on destroy and this button, and then destroy server. Now it will take some time to destroy your server from the cloud, so wait for it. Does anyone has any query how you can create an instance? If you want, I can repeat the process in one go with another operating system. Okay, let us suppose we want to use Windows for this time. So click on this one and go with the shared CPU, because this is not that much costly. And at this time, I am going to choose the data center as Bengaluru. And for machine image means operating system, which I am going to use is Windows standard. And the version will be this one. Can you see the cost get increased? So you just need to be aware about this, like which kind of operating system you are going to use. They will charge you for that money. So I don't want any kind of backup. So we understand, disable the auto backup thing. Go with this one. Now I'm not going to create any firewall group. The groups which I have created previously, so I can select that one, any of them. Okay. Now give the name for your server. Let us suppose Windows Geeks Vulture Server 1. Click on deploy. Now the OS you can see here, that is your Windows. You can see this thing as well, like your Windows is here as a operating system. So wait for it because it is getting installed, and I will show you the details part of this one as well. Okay. Okay, now it is in running state. So let us see. They start reducing the money here, and you can see the location of your server is in Bengaluru. The CPU is of only one CPU is there. RAM will be of your this much amount, and 20 or you can say 50 GB of storage they have given. Okay, so the operating system you can say this one. Username is your administrator in this case, and the password you can copy it from here. Okay. Now let us see other options in the setting. You can explore like the domain name, the public IP. Okay. In user data, you can pass the same according to your requirement. The other things are same, guys. The only change is your operating system. Okay. So according to your operating system which you want, you can choose it and use that one according to your requirement. So let me destroy this one because it there is no need. Okay, so give me a minute and okay, unable to destroy UPC. Okay, so we need to wait for it. Let me refresh this page once and we will see what is the status. Okay, it is getting destroyed. So let us move ahead with the next slide, which is there. The SSH is done. We were able to create or deploy our instances as well. Anyone has any query? Sir, I can watch after because I'm joining delay. Yeah, you can watch this one because this will be available in public domain. So you can watch it later as well. Okay, I have I have shown you this part as well, like how you can enter your username and password, then how you can connect with your server. Now, let us see which kind of storage they offer here on Vulture. Basically, they offer two types of storages. The first one is your block storage, okay, and the second one is your object storage. Many of you, if you have gone with AWS or any kind of cloud service provider, so maybe you have heard about S3, okay, yeah, Amazon S3. So Amazon S3 is also a block storage, sorry, object storage. Okay. Similar to that, they also offer two types of storage. The first one is block storage. So block storage is attached to your compute instances. The instances which we have created now recently, I have shown like the first one and the second one. So I have shown you the storage part. So in that one now, the storage was of kind block, the 50 GB I have shown, the 20 GB I have shown. So that storage is of block storage type. Okay. So the second one is for of kind is object. So object storage, basically we use these to store a huge amount of data. Okay. So in that case, you can go with this one, the object storage type. Okay. So the difference is clear, like the block and object storage difference. So we use block storage with your instance or with your server. Okay? And we use this object storage for saving a huge amount of data. Okay, like let us suppose if you have some backup kind of thing, I mean the huge data in TB. Okay, so that thing you can store it in your object storages. Okay, so let us see on the dashboard of Vulture how the things look like. So let us see the go to your cloud storage part and click on this block storage. Okay, so you can see the first option, which is your block storage. uh, so you can add block storage from here as well if you require. Okay. Someone asked me for the slide. For the slide, guys, I will ask them to add this in description as well so that you can access it. The second one, which is your block storage. So click on the second option and you will be redirected to your block storage. And if you want to read about this block storage, you can go with the documentation part here. So they have provided the entire documentation, how it works, okay, all those things they have given. Now click on this add block storage, object storage, select the location. So let us suppose I want to my block storage to near me, like Delhi NCR. I have selected. I am going to give a name for it. So my storage. I have given the name. Now click on this. But before we click, can you see the prices which they are going to ask you from you, like $6 a month? Okay. And they are going to give you 100 GB of storage, okay, and 1 TB of bandwidth. So let me create and then later on I will destroy it. So click on add. Okay, it will also take some time because it is still getting installed. So wait for it, let it get installed. Now it is ready. Now you can use it according to your requirement. Okay, you can create buckets. Basically you can say bucket is a kind of container where you can put your objects. Object means, let us suppose I want to have one image, so I can put it here. My bucket one, create bucket. What is unable to create my bucket one name can only include lowercase. Okay. So you need to be careful with the naming part of your bucket. So they are saying like you cannot create with uppercase. So my bucket geeks or geeks, I can say. Fine. Let me create. Successfully created the bucket. So go back. Now your bucket is created here. Okay. If you want to upload some file, you can go with this one. Click on upload file. Okay. Basically, this feature will come very soon. Currently, this feature is not available, and you can see it will come soon. Okay. So from here, you can upload your files as well. Let us suppose if you have some kind of video file or audio file or any huge data, so you can directly upload it from here. Okay. As the storage part is clear to everyone. The storage part is clear to everyone, guys, because I'm looking into the chat box. So if you have any query regarding this storage part, you can ask. Now, okay, so basically, I hope a few of you are aware about this Docker and Kubernetes thing. Okay, so basically, Docker is used to create a container. What is container? Container, you can say a single unit. Okay, let us suppose if you have a software and you want to run this software anywhere. Okay, so for that we create containers. Okay, so this container image consists of everything to run your softwares. Okay, so how we can create these containers? We create containers with the help of your Docker. Okay, so and let us suppose after creating this Docker, or you can say after creating this container image CI, where we are going to deploy our container. Okay, so for that purpose we use this Kubernetes, and your Vulture provides support of Kubernetes. Okay, Kubernetes engine. So is this clear? Like what is container, what is Docker? Basically, Docker is a software which is used to create containers. Okay, what is container? Container, you can say, is a software unit. Okay, or you can say a, you can consider it as a box where everything to run a software will be available here in your container. Okay, so to run this container or to orchestrate this container, we use Kubernetes. Okay, so you can see orchestration. Orchestration means the management of life cycle, like when to start the container, when to stop the container. So all these things will be taken care by your Kubernetes. Okay, so Kubernetes is also a service provider for this kind of thing. So Vulture has their own Kubernetes engine. So let me show you there on their dashboard. So the third one, which is here, Kubernetes. Can you see? You can create the clusters. Okay. And for let us suppose the steps to create or to deploy your container is let me explain it to you how you can do this thing in another slide, or let me reload this thing. Let us suppose if you have built one simple JavaScript or web application. So this is your software. Okay. So you have built this software on any ID. Let us suppose I have built one Java application on IntelliJ. Okay. So in the IntelliJ, you can create one Docker file. Okay, where you can put all the information to create the Docker image, or you can say sorry, container image. Okay. So after creating this Docker file here in your IntelliJ, go back to your Docker and create the doc container here. So your software will be put it inside your container. Okay. So this container consists of everything to run your software. Now, after creating this container, you can go with any registry services which are available on your cloud. So on Vulture, they also provide one registry service. So go to that registry services and upload your container over there. So you can upload your container here in your registry. Then you can connect to this Vulture Kubernetes engine with your registry. So you can say it K. So it will get uploaded in your Kubernetes, and you just need to create one instance. Instance means we have created that one. So any kind of instance you can create. So instance. Now you can deploy your container in that instance, and you can access that with the help of public IP, which I have shown, public IP or domain name. So the endpoints of your application will be available globally. Okay. So this will be the process. The first one is software, then your Docker, then container, and then registry, and then Kubernetes, then instance, and then you can directly access it with the help of public IP. So the steps are clear to everyone. Like, what is the use case of this Kubernetes? Okay. So this kind of service they also provide on their platform, the Kubernetes services. Okay. The serverless service. Let us suppose if you because it is in beta version, so you can ignore this one. You can see it is in beta version, so you need not to go with that one. To deploy your application, that the thing which I have told, like the compute part, the storage part, the Kubernetes, so these are sufficient, and container registry. Now let us see what kind of database they provide. So basically, if I click on database, so click on add databases. So they provide basically MySQL support, okay, MySQL engine, PostgreSQL, and their own, okay, for caching purpose. They provide three database support on their dashboard. So any any, I mean, I can say any of these, you can use it for your uh, application. Okay, you can see they have given the locations and cost. Everything is available on this server configuration. You can see, and location is also there, like where you want to deploy your database. Okay. Now let us explore the next thing, which is load balancer. I think for you guys, this is not that much important, because this load balancer is thing for those applications which are going to face a huge amount of traffic. In that case, they use this load balancer. Let us suppose they have several servers, server 1, server 2, server 3. To divert this traffic among these servers, they use this load balancer. Okay. So load balancer comes over this point. So all the request comes to first your load balancer, and then load balancer decide on which server the request has to go. So you need not to explore this one as much. I can say like this one is not that much important. Okay. Now this CDN, content delivery. So content delivery is also in beta state. So these are the collections of servers, basically just to provide you better latency, you can say. Okay. So they have given this CDN service as well. Now let us explore this network I have shown. So the main important thing here is your firewall, which I have shown how you can create firewall groups for your instances. Okay, so you can click on this one and you can see all the details. Like I have created three rules for my firewall. The three rules are here: SSH, TCP, and sorry, HTTP and HTTPS. Okay, there is no instance linked with my firewall group, so you can create that any instance and link it from here as well as from the compute dashboard as well. Now, this one, the direct connect, which you are seeing here, this is for you can see for better if you need a fast internet connection. In that case, you can use this. Okay, so that's all. And if you have any query, you can ask. Otherwise, we can bind it. And If I talk about this pricing model, I have already discussed pay as you go model. They use the services which you are going to use. You have to pay for that one only. Okay, so they follow this pay as you go model for pricing. And I have shown you DDoS, distributed denial of service kind of protection they offer. And I have shown the uh, charges as well. I think it was $10 per month of charge they are going to ask. So this kind of a security thing they also offer. Okay. So is this clear to everyone? Like how you can create your instance on this Vulture, and how you can utilize the databases and other things like firewall and all. Anyone has any query, guys, or we can bind up? I am looking into the chat box. If you have any kind of query, you can ask directly. I will ask them to add this slide on your in the description of this YouTube video. Okay, so they will add it here. So I would recommend everyone to explore this thing first. Okay, try to make servers, because they are going to offer you uh, uh, free credits. Okay, so when you see like 250 free credits, okay, so you can explore that one. And there are documentation of Vulture as well. If you want to see the documentation now, you can go with the documentation part of Vulture if you are facing any kind of problem. Okay, you can go with Vulture docs. You can explore everything. Like they have provided I mean, the huge doc files here, so you can explore all these things. Okay, from here you can create your accounts. See, this is the docs here. So you can go with the latest docs. Now you can explore, like, let us suppose I want to have how to install MySQL in Linux. So I have selected this one and clicked. So how to install Linux, Apache, MySQL, PHP. All the documents are available on the website of this Vulture. So you can let us suppose if you are facing any kind of issue while doing the installation or configuration part. So you can go with this doc. Okay. If you guys want, I can share it in the chat box. Let me see, I can do it or not. See, I have shared it in the chat box. You can see. Okay. So this will be the doc. So from here you can explore. Okay. So that's all from my side, guys. Thank you all to join, those who have joined, and best of luck for this hackathon. And go ahead and start building your projects. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.